Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Mint Miracle, and welcome to today's episode of the Schroit Worldwide Podcast. Yippee!
Wait. Let me get a good.
Heard the first second of it.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
It's
Yeah,
only if I make noise that you'll hear it. There we go.
incredible.
Nice.
So, basically, we're gonna do what we normally do. We're gonna start by talking about the Schroit news of the week, and then we're gonna tackle a little Bible study. We're gonna be talking about Genesis 3. So as I said, my name is Mint Miracle. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
I'm Cliff Mill.
Mm-hmm.
For the purpose of today's podcast, I'm Jesus.
Muchacho.
All right.
Me malaf.
Incredible. All right. So there have been a lot of Schroit releases during the last week since the last episode. There was a lot. We've got a lot to
Actually,
go through.
like a large amount.
This-
Isn't it
this
like
has
4 or
been-
5 albums at least?
Oh
This
yeah,
has
at
been
least.
the biggest
Possibly
week
6.
for Schroit, in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not
Pardon
ever
me.
because there has been a day where Mint and I both released, I think, 3 albums in one day.
I made 4 albums consecutively once in a day.
Yeah,
Some of them
but
are
it was a pretty good week.
pretty solid. Yeah, that was a great week. But no, this was an awesome week. There's I mean, what should we even start by discussing?
Well,
from
we should
all these
probably
releases?
maybe go in order with which album was released first.
Yeah.
Since last
We show
Tuesday.
one song from every album just so we
That's a
get
good
like a
idea.
bit of a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now
From album, you should play Steven's Oblivion.
we're not gonna do that. That's not happening.
Alright.
So
okay, since last Tuesday,
yeah,
we released what? Yeah, I think it started with Brass Buildings. Actually, did it not?
it was either Brass Buildings or one of the new Madre Muchacho albums.
Technically,
I
the
can-
last Madre Muchacho album to be released was, well, actually, You Saw Nothing was the. No. The only.
No, I believe.
Okay. I'll do
No,
this.
it
I'll
was
do
the
this.
Gravel Grinder's Groove.
Right.
Since the last episode of the
He hasn't been
podcast,
posting them in the Schroit promo. Is the issue here?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
no, Madre Muchacho came out with 2 albums and an EP since the last one. He's been busy.
Yeah,
He's been busy.
we're putting that work in. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm just out of curiosity, out of those 3 releases, which one do you guys think is your favorite of those 3?
Oh, right, because we got the 3 Color Boys, we got Kun, and we have
I think
and,
Kun.
and
the
the
Kun
Gravel
is way
Grinders
too good.
Groove.
I'm a
Kun is
Kun
way too
fan
good.
personally. Yeah, I'm.
I think I like the conciseness of 3 Color Boys.
That's fair.
Really quick listen, like really quick listen,
yeah,
right?
quick listen gets right to the point. Yeah,
And you can really associate yourself with the tracks. Right.
yeah.
You can almost decide which color boy you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's play one. Can you stream
Yeah,
Mint
I'm-
just so we can? Yeah, so
Yeah, I'll,
stream one of the Madre Muchacho
I'll
Gravel
stream
Grinders
that,
Groove, just
and then
any of
I'm
the songs.
going to go over here. So yeah, so the way I'm doing it, because I'm recording now instead of Fifth Mid. We're doing a little change for the podcast. Hopefully this will work a bit nicer. I'm not streaming the screen showing it. I'm streaming the actual window with the songs,
Okay.
like by
Fancy.
itself. So which one should we get on from this one? The most listened to is Stone Jail Blues.
Honestly,
do
that's
Stone Jail
Stone
Blues.
Jail Blues is a good one.
Stone Jail Blues. Let's give that a little whirl here. Nice. Like
Classic song.
to me, you can really
Like,
hear the
Strong song, yeah.
the Fliff Mill and the Handburglar influences on that one.
It's especially living in the gravel. I really felt myself in there.
Yeah, I'd say when it comes to Stone Jail Blues, I get a bit more Handburglar in that one, but
Oh,
some of
yeah.
the earlier tracks, I definitely get that Fliff Mid. I'm also realizing that if I stream it like this, then we can't see our reactions which is a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm
Just
gonna go
take it
back
upon
to doing
yourself.
this one, but you can
The
still
thing is,
they
I
can
don't
still
think we
hear.
need to. Yeah, they can still hear. I don't think they need
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. They don't need to see me
Also, they
scroll
might
through
not know.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, they might not know who's saying what.
Yeah, exactly. Then from Kun, I mean, I think the best tracks are either The Devil or Slangle's Meat Trunk.
I personally appreciate Small Ladybug. It's quite calm.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I don't remember which one was the best. Well, let's just play the one of the ones with the most listens to.
That would be
I
The
think
Devil.
we'll play the devil.
The
Yeah, we'll
Devil.
play the devil.
It's a great way to kick the album off. Like,
You can really feel Madre
Yeah.
getting jiggy with it in there.
yeah, like I've talked about this with when I was talking with Yo-Yo Wiggins at one point, about like, the Schroit scene, and the way I feel like Madre Muchacho has really been finding his own footing recently,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
right? Like I feel
With this
like
album, I think
couldn't
that's
agree
like
more.
the magnum opus up to now.
I
I
agree.
hope it's not the plateau. I
Yeah.
hope it's not the.
Oh, there's no way there's a
Madre
plateau.
can go higher.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
gonna be in heaven.
For me, I was always okay. He's going somewhere. He's going somewhere, and I feel like, to me, Kun is where he's really found his footing, right?
Mhm.
Like, to me, like
He
a lot of
found
the,
his sound.
yeah, exactly.
He
He's
got the
found
mix
his
of
sound.
all the different sounds and then produced.
Yeah,
a
like when I
masterpiece.
hear The Devil, I'm not thinking, oh, this sounds like Fifth Mid, this sounds like Handburglar. I'm like, no, this is
new.
Madre Muchacho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm very vocal about my appreciation for this album. I think it's his best album yet. And I'd love to see where he goes with this, right? I'm
Mhm.
stoked to see this, right? I'm
Yeah.
super excited about this because it's one thing to get people that make more Schroit, but it's a whole other thing when you get a release this strong, from another composer. That's just, you'll love to see it. And then of
Mhm.
course there's Three Color Boys.
Three Color Boys.
Let's play the most listened to song again.
Instant
Blue
classic.
Man.
Yeah, Blue Man is the most listened to one. Oh, solid. Gets you right in. Like, Three Colored Boys just doesn't waste your time, right?
Mhm.
You get in, you listen, you get out. It's that easy. It's that easy. Very, very
It's a
concise.
great album, and yeah, it's everyone gets their pick. Either they're
Yeah.
Blue Man, Green Man, or Red Man.
Yeah, everyone's
Absolutely.
got a favorite, and it's like, look, all the fat has been trimmed, right? That's the great thing about Schroit, is that when you listen to Schroit, good Schroit, all the fat's been trimmed. You're getting everything you need right away.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah,
Only the good quality.
Schroit.
Absolutely. Especially when you're taking into consideration all of Patti Wax albums releases.
And the newest, hand burglar release.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a bit. And I think one thing that we have to talk about, obviously, is, I mean, I've been hyping this up as much. I'm a big Yo-Yo Wiggins fan. Like, I'll put my cards on
I'm
the
also
table.
personally probably my
Yeah.
favorite Schroit artist.
Yeah, like, Brass Buildings. That album is on another level, right?
And the most listened to song is "I Am Nothing" on this one.
I Am
I'm
Nothing.
and it's a
is
surprising
really
amount
good. Yeah.
of views,
And-
listens.
But let's not ignore Midnight Bowler as well.
Midnight Bowler
Midnight
going into
Bowler
Midnight
is-
Bowler boosted. Oh,
Dude, the
Midnight
first
Bowler,
time I
Midnight
heard
Bowler.
Midnight Bowler, I was bowling during midnight. Okay, let's put it that way.
imagine. Okay, how I imagine Midnight Bowler. Imagine you get punched in the face, but it's a good punch. Like you want this punch to happen, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, it's done. I'm sad, and then another in the
Oh,
face.
The second
It's
punch
like
is
harder.
even harder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like getting your brain smushed by a lemon.
Yeah. I'd put on both.
Right.
I think they need to hear both of these exceptional tracks, but also just how different they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Are we talking about
Good.
Midnight Bowler, Midnight
And-
Bowler Boosted?
No, Midnight
or-
Bowler and I Am Nothing.
Oh, okay,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking. Because they're both very different, but they're both very much Yo-Yo Wiggins. Like,
You know what
Mhm.
I like about the album is the final track, "The Crabs Never Comb."
that, yeah, that.
It's a return
Oh,
from
yeah,
one of
it's
the
like
original,
It's
one
a
of the
sequel to
classics.
The Crabs Are Kamung, which is.
it's nostalgic.
I mean, it's a track from Gallium Drinker, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm very vocal about this when I'm talking with other Schroiters that I think Gallium Drinker is one of the greatest Schroit albums of all time. I think it's one of the most influential Schroit albums of all time. Like
Influential.
that, like Gallium Drinker changed the whole game. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
weren't here in the early days of Schroit, back when there was like 4 Schroit artists, but like
Maybe yeah,
That was a
more
long
like
time
5,
ago.
4 or
yeah,
5.
4 or 5. But like when Gallium Drinker came out, that it changed the world. Right? Without that, like who knows what the genre would be like, right?
Okay.
But
Come on,
like,
put some
yeah,
songs on.
let's get some Midnight Bowler going here, dude. Like
Oh,
that
oh.
that track goes insane. That goes insane.
I think I just had I peed a little. I think.
Same.
A
And
little
then
bit of
here's the, you hear that, and then we hear "I Am Nothing" after. You're nothing.
Give it a go. I love the
Like-
subtly off tempo, like subtly off timing.
Yeah.
Like it makes the whole song.
It keeps things interesting. It's got that atmosphere to it that sucks you in. And I'm like, not to just say only these two, like listen to the rest of the album as well. Like there's like this What a Return album, because Yo-Yo Wiggins hadn't uploaded in a little while.
Yeah,
Last
they've been
upload
probably
was
a few months.
Twistmas.
That's
Right.
true. The Twistmas.
And then we get Brass Buildings, and I'm like, this is like top 3 in
The
my
thing
opinion.
is, every Yo-Yo Wiggins album is like a hand wrap present, but every one of my albums is like, oh, okay, another one.
Nah, but here's the
Yeah.
thing about the Fliff Mills albums, okay?
Yeah.
They're mass produced the proper way that Schroit was supposed to be made.
That's
It's,
true.
the thing is, with
Right.
my albums, it's more throwing a bunch of pasta on the wall. Some of it's gonna stick, but most of it's gonna fall down. With Yo-Yo
Yeah.
Wiggins, it's like throwing silly putty to the wall. It's probably gonna stick.
Yeah, but it's harder to get silly putty
Yeah.
than pasta.
Exactly.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can't get as
Right.
It's silly
Mhm.
putty's much more expensive, and it's like it's less produced.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
They're both very different strategies, and both of them have gave us huge influences. And honestly, because of that, I think Yo-Yo Wiggins is a bit of a. I think Yo-Yo Wiggins is great for someone that's newer to Schroit because that's a bit more digestible, and like the quality is like very consistent. Fliff Mill, a lot of Fliff Mill, you really need to kind of have that developed
It's like
taste.
wine.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
At first, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like Fliff Mischwald, but
No.
you're gonna be like,
mhm.
okay,
But once you
maybe I'll understand it later.
Yeah, and
Now-
even like I mentioned this a million times, but Think Happy Thoughts is a great album, and at the time we didn't even realize that there's so much Fliff Minute that comes out, and it's ahead of its time. We hear it and we're like, at the time we're like, I don't know, I don't like this, and then you listen a couple months
create
later.
future Schroit. Yeah, I create
Exactly.
Schroit that's gonna be popular later or not. It's
Yeah.
either it's gonna hit or miss, probably in the
Yeah,
future.
very very innovative stuff there.
And I don't think about that while making it. I just think this sounds like Schroit. Okay,
mhm.
let's get it out there.
Yeah. You
Right
know,
now, what's the next album after that?
Chosen One World Tour.
Chosen One World Tour Mint Miracle. That I gotta say, I am so happy. Oh wait, isn't Linema technically?
No, that's
When
last week.
When did I make Linema? Oh no, that was we already had Linema. Sorry,
Linema.
Linma, I
I was
mean.
just making sure.
Is it Linma or Linme?
Well, it's lime, but with the N in the middle. Linema.
I
Oh,
pronounce it Linme.
And both could
Line
be
up.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chosen One World Tour. For this one,
Great
I'll
name, by
present
the
it a
way.
little bit. Thank you. I've been saving that name for a while, and I wanted to make sure the album was good enough for me to like
Also,
justify
the
it.
album
art is fantastic.
Thank
With the
you.
Stonehenge in
Yeah.
the background, I
The
love it.
orangutan with the darkest eyes on the planet.
It must have cost
Staring
so
right
much,
into
and
himself.
like to get that art, you probably had to pay so much for
It
an
was
artist.
really hard for a photographer to get that shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My personal favorites off of this album would be Every Vote Matters. And Molecular Insignificance is,
Yeah.
I mean, they're all fantastic.
Thank you.
And Moment
Thank
of
you.
Normalcy, you
Oh.
know what's happening. It's when it starts, it's almost like no surprise. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
And when it hits and it hits hard. And I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Like the first song that I'd made here was Every Vote Matters, and I'd made that bass instrument that sounded kind of like dubsteppy because I've been messing around with timbres and stuff on beatbox, like affecting like their frequencies and stuff to get like more specific sounds. And I made that like I want the whole album to sound like Every Vote Matters. That's my goal. I want every song to sound like that, to have a really consistent album. And then I came through, and my personal favorite is probably Moment of Normalcy.
Moment of Normalcy, yes.
I mean, when it hits, it
hits.
It hits.
It hits. It does. It truly does.
And I think that's a good one to show.
Sounds like a great idea.
Let's get her done. Let's get her in here.
And then it comes back around.
Yes. There you go. Like I love those really like thick, vile instrument sounds, right? Like I've been really messing with that more recently. I feel like you could see a little bit of that influence coming in on some of my previous releases that I've been building up to. But I don't know. I think it's something that I'd love to incorporate more into my sound. And with upcoming tracks is definitely something that I focus a bit more on, is not just the melodies, but the actual timbre itself.
Right.
Which
Getting much more not picky, but more almost experimental in the sense of specification.
Exactly.
Instead of where Hamburglar usually has the random generation, which was
very powerful.
Fantastic innovation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember the first time I was talking with Hamburglar and he mentioned, yeah, you can use the random instrument thing, because I was like, how do you get these sounds? He's like, oh yeah, go to instrument, scroll to the top, hit random generated.
That was a life changer, yeah.
It was. It really
I don't know how no one else noticed that. Right? I don't know how no one else noticed that, but it
opened a doorway.
It absolutely did.
Absolutely, yes.
It huge. I think that's about all for the major Schroit releases that happened.
I released like 3 albums.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry. We have so many.
You
And
missed
also-
one.
Oh wait, and yeah, there's the
Hamburglar
Handburglar,
released
and
one.
there's the Handburglar. I'm sorry.
And there's
yes.
another Madre Muchacho single, Blue Man.
Oh,
Is it not the same?
No, we
yeah,
already talked about that.
yeah, it's the same one, but yeah, he just released it as a single.
Let's save the Handburglar for last, because I feel like that's gonna have the most for us to talk about. So
Right.
yeah, tell us about your album releases that you made, Fifth Mid.
Okay, so the first one that I released was Fun for the Whole Family. I don't really know what was going through my head while I made that one. I was just thinking like, I want to release an album today, and I didn't care what it was gonna sound like, and I just I don't remember how the songs sound like of any of the albums, pretty much.
Okay.
now
So it's gonna be a surprise for me again.
I'm just looking at the albums that you actually released, and I realized that the total number of listens are relatively low compared to the other ones, and I think it has to do with your your mass production of them. But
It makes
it
so
doesn't
you guys
matter.
have more of like you guys are more of the gens. I just release stuff so that
I
guys when you
I
guys
have a
release something,
lot
it's
of
like, well,
releases. I have a lot of releases as well.
you released one album this week. I released 3.
That's true.
That's
Hold
true.
on.
More recently,
Let me look
Fliff
how
Mid has
many
really
total
been pushing.
tracks. I still have more tracks than you.
I have 50 albums. You have 48.
Okay, fair. I guess my albums just tend to have more tracks on them and have less singles.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways,
Right, so Fun for the whole family. What would you consider, or what would you?
I don't remember the songs.
You don't want to. You know what?
me neither.
That's reasonable.
Me neither. I heard it once and I was like, all right, this is definitely a Schroit album.
Why don't we listen to Blade? It's the least listened to on Fun for the Whole Family.
Let's
I'm
go. Honestly, not even a bad track.
No,
Honestly, not even a bad track.
it goes.
Right?
It goes. It's
That's the thing I like with a lot of. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no. It's fine.
I launch words.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's something I found with a lot of Fliff Mid that goes pretty hard is you'll start with the track and then the bass just right underneath, like halfway through the
That's
song.
my goal usually. I usually
Yeah.
try to put the bass so it works, but sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
But I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's always a formula to the way that how certain people write their music.
Yeah.
I would say.
And the thing is, even if, like, because I know a lot of people might have this opinion where, like, there's a lot of Fliff Mid releases that they don't like. The Fliff Mid gems are like some of the most iconic songs of the genre. Copper Wires? Are you kidding me? The
Yeah, that one
futility
took a
of
while
looking
for you to
both
understand
ways,
that one.
It did. It took me a while, and then once I
The
changed
only
my
person who
ways,
got it as fast as I did, I think, was
Hamburglar.
for the purpose of the
Hamburglar.
video. Yeah, Hamburglar, but for the purpose of the video, Mande Muchacho here.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Mimala.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And what's its face? Yeah, that and the consequences of controversy as well. Like, let's not forget about that. That's an excellent single. The Visit. I still listen to The Visit fairly regularly.
yeah, I saw that.
The Visit's
I saw
awesome.
that Hamburglar gave it a this week.
Yeah. No, like it's pretty solid. Never Meet Your Heroes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you listen back, dude, Party Platter for One. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
That's an old one.
That's an oldie.
I'm gonna have to go re-listen to Skin Lesions.
Yeah.
Ooh, the classic.
Mm-hmm.
The album that started it all.
And Business Card. Oh, I forgot about.
Dude, Business. I remember when we were all new to Schroit because it was a new genre. I feel like a lot of us preferred Skin Lesions, but I think over time we've kind of realized that Business Card is the superior of the two albums.
I think you realize that. I don't think anyone else really listened to those albums in much.
Look, that's because I am a good Schroit historian that likes to be a master.
You're the
of
Schroit master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I think go to the next album, which is Oatmeal.
I remember thinking that soda water flavored was the best song, but also lint flavored was the funniest name.
Yeah, my goal with this album was I was just thinking like the first one I made was like I was just thinking, okay, I'm gonna make an album called Oatmeal where there's different flavors of oatmeal. Let me just make songs and just whatever the inspiration of the name is, I'm gonna go with that. Start with gravel flavored. That was the first one I made. Then I think it goes fairly in order of like the first song to the last one.
Yeah.
So the only one out of place is gravel flavored.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can play whichever one you want in there.
Let's just play lint flavored. I don't remember what they sound like, but
Me neither.
We'll give them a shot.
I just remembered the reason why I liked gravel flavored is because it was an 11/4.
Oh, we can give that one a shot as well. We got time.
We got time.
Oh, yeah. See, that's honestly, that's a track. Give it like a couple months, we're gonna be praising it.
Just like our Lord and Savior Jesus.
Exactly. Give us a couple months, and I hear this, and I'm like, this one, it won't take long before we start picking this one up, right?
Mhm.
That's my impression. Maybe I'm way off, but
Yeah.
I think I'm
And
right.
then I
knows?
think it
Only time will
yeah.
tell.
I think this is one of the my newest worst albums.
Pass Me the Doorstep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Doorstop.
or the Doorstop. Sorry. I
The
like
only
the
one
album
that's
art.
like okay is Below Sea Level Daycare. The other ones wouldn't recommend them.
Yeah, let's listen to Below Sea Level Daycare. Solid.
It sounds
Actually,
more like a trad beat, you know? Like
Yeah.
it was
you're
awesome.
gonna
That's a
start
great
rapping
one.
to that.
Yeah,
It
that
reminds
was
me a bit of Yo-Yo Wiggins without being Yo-Yo Wiggins.
That's true.
Really?
I was honestly thinking the same.
That's tiny. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say I was getting some Handburglar in there, like a
The
little
thing
bit
is,
of Handburglar.
don't listen to the rest of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's no fun.
Do not
But
listen to the fetish.
Exactly. And don't
I
listen
like-
to the fetish.
one thing I like about that song is there's a consistent theme throughout the entire thing, and there's
Yeah.
things going on around that.
And
Which
yeah,
is
the
rare
theme
for
is
me.
the theme is always welcome, right? It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not like a constant theme going on for I don't know 17 minutes.
17 minutes.
For 17 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yeah, that might be a bit much. Anyways, let's talk about the new Handburglar album, Dreaming Donger.
Yeah.
I will say, I love the album name, and there are some really good song names on this album. That being said, I can't stand for Steven's Oblivion. I cannot, in good conscience, give it my support. I discussed it a bit with Mr. Arg, and the Schroit Worldwide channels when we were talking
Right.
about it. Basically, the consensus that we can kind of agree on is that like this is funny as a one-off thing. Please don't beat this joke into the ground, right? Because
Yeah, I think everyone learned their lesson.
yeah, I think this is like all we need. So I didn't want to sound like
You learned
rude.
our lesson for us.
I didn't want to seem rude in the Schroit Worldwide server, but I really wanted to be like, please, no. Because
Never
like,
d-
here's the thing. You remember when intermissions first came into existence? And the
Yeah.
early days of Schroit, that was rough. When people started doing intermissions on purpose,
the issue, that was the issue, is the original
Exactly.
few times that it had happened by accident
it was fun.
were fantastic,
Not
and they
to
had a
name any
purpose.
names or anything,
Exactly.
but
Well,
you know,
we
Pepsi
assigned them a
Black, aka
purpose.
Flavor Bomb.
Yeah. But like,
We have a whole video about that
yeah, it's
on the
we-
Schroit Worldwide. Yeah,
don't
Maybe we
stand
should
for
make
that.
another
down
video.
those videos.
yeah,
Call them out.
True.
Yeah, we should make a
When was
new
the
one.
last Putty Whack release?
A while ago.
Since 2022.
Ugh.
You guys want to see my impression of the Patty Whack fan meetup?
10 months ago?
That's a good impression of the Paddywhack fan meetup.
Alright.
Can you do it again? I'm sorry, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow, we're at 8:46. I mean, and we haven't even done the
Yeah.
Bible study yet. We
No,
have
there's so
just
much
that
Schroit
point.
news to talk about. Right? We'll have to
Okay,
go through the
which
Bible
song-
part fast.
Which one of these are we playing?
I think it was Schroit.com that I really liked. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember, but I'll give it a shot. A lot of these are short and concise with that. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
the thing is, Steven's Oblivion as itself is really funny to see a sea of 10-second songs and then just 17-minute monster just thrown in there. But like, let's leave it alone.
I was listening to the album
Let's
and I
not-
was like, why is it not finishing? And then I looked at the last song and was like, oh, that's why.
Yeah. I'll just put on Schroit.com. Like, that's an above-average Handburglar song, and I stand by.
Yeah.
I think, as a whole, Dreaming Donger is one of Handburglar's better albums. I just don't want to listen to Steven's Oblivion because it's 17 minutes.
I'll probably listen to it while like doing something, like walking to somewhere.
Yeah, like
know?
it's funny because it's the complete antithesis of everything that Schroit stands for. But like,
Right.
that's why it shouldn't become commonplace because then what? Right.
Because then it
Okay,
ruins
yeah.
the purpose of Schroit.
Exactly. But as
Right,
it's
that's
by
all.
itself, hilarious to just throw in. Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, I think we should probably also do a reminder for people who
Oh, yeah.
are new to or who haven't heard. We have a live show coming up
Yeah.
on the 26th of this month.
Mhm.
Send a message to the Schroit Worldwide Instagram for more details,
Yeah.
or go in our Discord server and ask us there,
Yeah.
and we'll give you the details.
Yeah.
If
Starts at
you are
8
not weird.
p.m. 8 p.m. May 26th. 8 p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m., not 9 p.m.
Yeah, originally there was an error in the poster. There's an unfortunate accident that said 9 p.m., but it's 8 p.m.
Can you redo that face you did right there?
Madre Muchacho?
Oh yeah, Madre Muchacho. Can you redo that face you did right there?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
Yeah.
gonna be me at the Schroit show. You
So
see some
I think it's
amazing
time for
music.
some Bible study.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
1 second. Gonna do a little. It's not working, is it?
No.
It's not working.
You turn on voice
Wait, I'm gonna
line?
turn off my noise. Yeah, noise suppression.
Okay.
Yo,
We got most of it.
there we go.
All right. So yeah, so now we're tackling Genesis 3. There's one thing in here that I think I guess I'll try to go through this a bit faster, just because we
Right.
spent so much time on with Schroit news. And to me, one of the things that stood out the most, which might not be the same for others, but it's actually the last verse of
Very last
chapter
one?
3. Yeah, number 24. Where
The
he
one
said,
about the flaming sword?
where he said cherubims.
Huh?
That's that right there. That's a small detail, but a crucial one. So the singular form is cherub, and the plural form is cherubim. So this is a double plural, cherubims. Right?
Oh.
The same way that you could say the ocean has many fishes, because singular fish, fish plural is multiple fish, fishes, multiple different kinds of fish. Right? This implies that it's a double plural of cherubim, which means there's multiple different kinds of cherub. That was just a neat little thing that I noticed. I was like, hold on, why is it double plural? And if you look at other translations of the Bible, I had to double check. Most of them just say cherubim instead of cherubims. So
Yeah.
either the King James is different when it comes to cherubim, or maybe they just say cherubim as the singular form for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so what are you saying?
So I was thinking I could probably start by explaining like the start, or if someone else wants to like start off, I can do that. So, so we know from last week, Eve and Adam were created, and they're just in the garden tending to the garden, and then there's a serpent who he went to Eve, and he was like, "Yo, you can't eat any trees here. That's kind of dumb." And Eve was like, "No, I can eat fruit from any tree here, but I just can't eat from that one." And he's like, "Come on." He wouldn't put it there and make it look good if it was toxic or anything. You should eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she ate. She took a bite, and then she was like, "Yo, Adam, you should take a bite of this too." And then Adam was like, "Sure." Took a bite too.
Happy life kind of mentality.
Yeah, exactly. And then they were like, "Wait, we're naked," because
their realization.
They ate the tree from the fruit from the tree of wisdom, so they realized, wait, we shouldn't be naked. So they made themselves some fig leaf clothes, and they hid themselves.
Yeah.
They hid themselves when they heard the voice of God who was calling out for them. Yeah. So if someone wants to continue explaining,
even just
from chapter
from there, like
9,
God is supposed to be omniscient, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Where are you? He knows where they are.
Exactly.
I
That's
think
true.
he's doing this to form them in the way he wants them to be formed.
Yeah, he's playing a little game.
He's teaching them a lesson because if to make them learn, it's always better to learn
It's true.
by doing.
Learn
So
by
if they do
doing.
something bad,
It's a good song name
then
right there.
that is a good song name. I might use it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
does someone want to continue from? I think it's verse 8.
Is it
ish.
verse 8? I thought it was further
Yeah.
than that.
Oh yeah. You asked, and then they're like, we're like naked, God. So we gotta like
Yeah.
hide. And then he's like, what? How the heck did you know? And then Eve is like, sorry, dude. I totally bit that apple.
But it was the
And
snake, though.
it was the snake's fault.
Yeah, the snake's fault.
And then he said something that like I don't know how to understand it other than him being like, step on the snake's head until it dies.
I don't think he kills the snake quite like
and
that.
I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Oh.
I think it might be because the snake's crawling on the ground and it hits your heel while it's crawling because it's at that height.
Yeah, I that was a weirdly phrased part, and I was like, I don't know how
Also-
to understand that. Just
Does that mean that human semen and snake semen is incompatible?
I believe so.
Okay, good.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yeah. Who wants to continue after that?
I should actually
No,
that.
the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat, and then the Lord was all mad and stuff.
Yeah.
And then what's it say here? It says
Oh yeah,
unto
verse 16.
yeah, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. So she gets a bunch more children.
No.
Yeah, when she's sadder.
and
She's
she's
sadder
also
and she makes them get more babies.
and she's also God almost sentences her to be uh told what to do by the man.
Yeah. So
As well, right?
that one was like pretty. That was a loaded verse there as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. To me, I interpret this as I'm gonna make pregnancy suck and make childbirth suck, dude. It didn't have to, but you ate the
Yeah.
apple. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah,
kind
but
of-
shouldn't have ate the apple.
It usually is like a fairly
Shouldn't
painful
eat the apple.
process. So that makes sense.
So and that's why it makes sense, is because Eve.
Hmm.
So because one girl ate an apple a million years ago, every
now
woman's
men-
childbirth sucks, and now
then
they have
Adam
to
was cursed,
be owned by their
also.
husbands.
But Adam was also cursed. He has to eat the
Yeah, that was
the cat. Yeah.
You have
So are
to
we
eat
eating
food now.
But are we eating the food from the tree of wisdom now? Like, or is that what it
See,
means?
no. Here's the thing, right? As he says, because thou hast done that, you have to eat another tree. You have to eat food that grows from the ground. Basically, is what he's
The
saying.
cursed ground.
Yeah, he says you need to eat bread and food like that. Basically, his punishment is you now need to eat food. But then why
And
were you
work for
making
it.
food first?
But he also has to work for it.
Yeah,
he
but
has to.
no, but here's the thing. God created all of these crops so that Adam could like prepare them,
Take care of them.
We already talked about that in the last episode. He was like, we're going to make all these seeds and crops and stuff so that you can grow them and take care of the land and grow crops. But only now does he have to eat them. So it's like God was like, let me prepare crops that you don't have to eat yet, that you have to prepare, and then your punishment for something that you're going to do later is to do the thing that I made them for and that I made you to do.
He also said that now there's going to be thorns and stuff and thistles that's going to be in those plants. So it's going to be harder to get the stuff. He has to prepare bread and stuff because I don't think all the plants are just edible right then and there.
But it
So
still seems
makes it a bit more. Yeah,
it still seems weird that he's like, you have to grow and till the land and eat food now. But like that's what you made them for. That was their point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Wait.
Maybe there's more to it, but
Are you sure that that's what it means?
I'm
or
pretty
is
sure.
it?
That's how I. That's
Is
how I
this
took
when
it.
they just kick him out of the Garden of
And
Eden?
unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and thou hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for my sake. In sorrow thou shalt eat of it, and of all the days to come, blah, blah, blah. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return to the ground. For out of the ground thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return.
Yeah, Mint, I think what this means is not like you need to eat food now. It's more you need to eat food from the cursed ground.
Yeah, thou shalt
Right,
also,
which would be
and
what?
so shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the
It's
herb
I
of
think
the
it's just
field.
ground. Yeah, I think it's just the ground in general. Like we're kind of
No
on
fruit?
cursed ground because it's not like from the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but then
is
who
that
cursed it? Him?
Yeah, God was just like that ground isn't as good anymore
Yeah.
because that's your punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the shitty food. I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
get
what
the
he's saying.
yeah,
You
you
get
get the
the poopy
poopy
food.
food.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, yeah, I like the cut of your jib.
So true.
Thanks, guy.
Yeah.
And then God gave them clothes and was like, okay,
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're
since
shameful
naked
now? Well,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's your
here's
fault. At least I'll cover you."
So it says made of many coats and skin. Do you think he gave them like really nice like leather jackets?
Like
Maybe.
duster coats, like the cowboys.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
are they vegan because they weren't from animals? They were just created by God.
Yes.
Awesome.
Epic.
Okay. So we got to go find Adam and Eve's coats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Unless you put for and also
Then what? It says,
and eat forever.
and Lord God said, "Behold, the man become one of us to know good and evil." Okay, so
Yeah. Okay.
then he's just
Wait,
claiming.
See,
I just realized we forgot one passage where when God learned that the serpent did what it did, he said, because that you have done this, you're cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field, and you need to like you're gonna eat dust for the rest of your life, and you're gonna just crawl in your belly. And
Right. So it's got no
then your
legs anymore.
seed is like then your seed is like and the bruising of the head and stuff like that. But I just like to think that he's like you're gonna eat dust. So saying eat dust
Licking
is
the
like
ground.
something God has said. This is a pretty powerful thing to
Amen.
say.
Like a vacuum cleaner.
Mhm.
Coincidence?
nice.
Wait, are vacuum
Tube
cleaners
shaped.
actually serpents?
It must be. Must
Right.
be. And then 23,
Uh,
this drives in my point from earlier. Therefore, the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden
From the
to
Garden of
till
Eden.
the ground from whence he was taken. So again, it's let me make plants and let me make crops and make humans that are designed to till the ground to grow crops that are edible. But you don't have to eat them yet, and your punishment is you have to do the thing you were designed for with the ground that was made for this purpose and the plants made for that purpose as your
But
punishment.
also,
He
Yeah,
made
but
them
ground
now
in
it's
is not
advance.
bad though.
cursed.
Yeah,
It
but
was
now
it
it's
was
bad.
okay
though.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Now it's
cursed
bad.
ground. He's also they're on their own, so they're not
Yeah.
getting all the help they need. So it's pretty much just like you were doing bad thing, but you're gonna go on timeout with something a bit harder
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But you're still okay
Yeah.
at it. You still know how to do it.
Yeah. Like
You're not like punish, but
what
you're
I'm
kind of
getting here is the punishment, and I think this makes a lot of sense. Maybe some biblical scholars in the comment section can validate what I'm saying here. Is maybe they could eat they didn't have to eat first; they would just eat because it was like yummy. And now the punishment is
Right.
now
Now they
eating
get
you
hungry.
have to. It's not
Right.
just because it's yummy; it's for like survival. But at first you would just
Right.
like grow crops because you're like the cinnamon roll goes hard, dude.
Yeah, but don't
Yeah.
they mention something about man living for a long time somewhere in here?
Yeah, something I think, yeah. No, let's see, put for his hand, and
Oh,
also
it's
take of the
because
tree of life and eat and live forever.
yeah, because if you eat from the tree of life, you live forever. So he's like, I don't want you to know stuff and also live forever, because that means you're just pretty much a god. So I'm just gonna put you on Earth, so you can't eat from that tree.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, yeah, if you eat
Right.
both, it's like, not good.
Yeah.
And
that's
yeah, after that, he banished them from the Garden of Eden, and he drove the man place, and then he put some of the Garden of Eden some cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So does that mean that it's like spinning?
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally rotating around like
Mhm.
a little
Fidget
tornado.
spinner?
That
Yeah.
exactly that spins around the sword, that spins around the tree in order to protect it.
And what's funny is that
Oh,
there's
it's
multiple
around the
cherubim,
tree.
but one sword. Which implies
Yeah,
that
well,
the
that's
sword is not being wielded by any of the cherubim. It's like
Right,
its
it's
own
just
No,
floating.
it's spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a flaming sword too, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Laser sword.
So what have we learned from this chapter? So the
Don't let women
serpent.
pick the meals.
So serpents are
Yep.
wicked, and they're like,
Snake's
"Ooh,
bad.
you should do
Snakes are
stuff
evil.
that you
Snake
shouldn't
bad
do,"
but
and
good.
then the woman's like, "I should do it." It's girl
Well, I
bye.
mean, the snake told her to
Yeah.
do it. I
Yeah,
mean,
he was like, What's the worst that can happen?" And then the worst that could happen is being doomed and
to
put
be
on
hungry.
your be hungry and stuff.
And
So it's like
have.
it is kind of bad.
Mhm.
But you
And
know what?
then yeah,
God specified in the earlier that if you were to die, if you were to eat it, you would die, and that did not happen.
That's
yeah,
true.
he
What
did lie.
happens in that
So
case? Because
does
God
that
said
mean
that they would, and then they didn't.
See, I think
so does that mean that you can lie if you're powerful enough?
no. I think the thing here is that it means she's mortal. Now, I think that's what they mean by you will die.
Right.
It's not like
Oh,
You will
instantly.
now
It's
die.
eating the fruit grants you
Yo.
mortality.
Yo, okay, that makes
That's
sense.
true.
Wow, Mint,
Okay.
you have big brain.
I'm braining. I'm so
And
Right, so
I
there's
brainy.
the
love
tree of
how
wisdom and the tree of
how
life.
Madre, I
Yeah.
love how Madre hasn't said a word in like
Nothing.
many
Literally
minutes.
hasn't said anything like the entire time.
He's just
What do
being
you
hot
think?
on camera.
What do you think?
You know, I'm not big on eating dust. Ever,
Well, you're not a snake. That's
ever
good.
since, yeah, I'm not a snake. You know, I'm not big on snakes. Right. Really makes you wonder, why is there a snake on on the cross for the ambulance? You know.
Yeah.
That's kind
Oh
of a good
yeah.
point.
I'm
Does that mean
not.
that there's dust in ambulances?
I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe.
I just noticed that Paddywhack, aka Flavor Bomb, is in the call.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
what a coward!
Ooh.
Oh wait, they can't say a word. I wonder why.
Or are they actually like muted?
Well, they
No.
should be because that's
Oh.
how the La
No, they're
Chapelle
an
should be
admin.
set up.
It's true.
They
So they're
can see
muted.
the channel, but they're
Yeah.
an admin in the server, so they can still interact. Okay,
Yeah. We
but,
were
yeah,
making fun of your use of intermissions earlier in the podcast, just to be
Yep.
clear.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had not released an album for 10 months.
Mhm.
Yeah, well,
You have two albums.
maybe there's going to be an anniversary or something, huh?
Right.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I really hope
I
so.
hope you've been working on it.
I
Mhm.
haven't.
You got
but
like
maybe
a
I
few
will.
weeks to release an album for the live show, and then you can maybe show up to the live show and make your name a better name.
Yep. Prove to us
Yeah.
that your use of intermissions is proper.
Mhm.
So okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
So then the snake is like, so
Yeah.
we learned that, and we learned that now snake and women eggs are incompatible.
Yep.
Then that the ground is now cursed, and childbirth is not as fun as it used to
And
be.
you have to eat.
You have to eat. And there's cherubims guarding the Garden of Eden, and there's the flaming sword doing a little spinny move.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much sums it up. So, and now also women apparently, or Eve specifically, doesn't mean all women. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people have said, "Oh, it's women's fault." Like
Oh, that's true.
it's just Eve that is under Adam's command.
yeah.
Is that really how it's specified?
Yeah.
Unto the woman, he said, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. He doesn't
Yeah.
say
Right.
all women.
Wow.
That's an important
That's-
distinction. He's not
Yeah.
I
saying
like that.
to woman, he's just saying to Eve specifically.
So
Mhm.
it's stop bigotry.
Yeah. Don't be racist, guys.
And yeah, and also now we got to work for our food a lot more.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think, and we have clothes now because we're like, oop, nakedness.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
No. Fig leaves, please.
No, animal skin.
Yeah, but first it was fig leaves.
No, Pati.
Bro, this is a
No.
Bible study.
My bad.
Okay.
Incredible.
I think we can wrap this up. So
yeah.
remember, live show 26th.
Yeah.
Send messages on either Discord or Instagram
Yeah.
for more details.
Yeah, and of course follow us on
And,
Instagram, join the Discord.
subscribe and hit the bell
Yeah.
on
Gotta
the YouTube.
subscribe here. We got lots of great content on its
So
way.
leave a comment.
Yeah, comment.
Oh yeah, if you leave a comment, we will either give it a heart, or if it's a question, we're probably going to try to answer it because we
Yeah.
like answering.
And if you have any comments about or remarks about our Bible studies, maybe some
Yeah.
anything that might clear up our interpretations, that would be fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, any requests for videos, we will take those into consideration for future content. Right now, we are releasing once a week Bible study and Schroit news. But if you wanted to see something new, maybe give us an idea.
Yeah.
Can we get 10 likes and a hamburger will make a video about AI and what it means for the future of Schroit?
See, now
That would
that
be
is
crazy.
That's a
You gotta
fantastic
like.
one.
You gotta
Yeah,
like.
You gotta
it.
hit those like
I know
buttons,
what
guys.
Hamburger has to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So yeah, I think so. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.